Hello and welcome to my channel. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. If you haven't subscribed yet, please don't forget to do so. So in today's video, I'm going to go through the best and the worst luxury purchases that I made in 2024. Now, I realized that I actually shopped a lot in 2024. Now, obviously, all of this is really quite comparative, and I'm sure there are a ton of people out there who bought many more things than I did. But when it comes to my spending and my everyday lifestyle, I feel like I bought quite a few luxury items in 2024. So it was actually a little bit difficult to choose the best and the worst purchases. So today for you, I have 10 of my best purchases, and all of the best purchases I'm actually going to link in the description box down below if I can still find these items online. And I also have two fails. I don't really want to call them the worst purchases, even though I just kind of did, but there are two items that I regret just a little bit, and I'm going to mention them at the end of the video, and I'm going to mention why I have included them in my worst purchases. And I have everything today for you from Hermes, Miu Miu, Maison Margiela, Rene, Caovilla, and a number of other luxury designer brands. And I have things like accessories and handbags and shoes and some ready to wear. So a little bit of everything. So maybe you will find some of my thoughts and experiences useful in case you are actually considering to buy some of these items. So without further ado, let's actually get into my best and, let's say, worst purchases of 2024. Okay, these are not going to be in any particular order, but to start with, I really want to talk about this 2424 bag by Hermes. So if you have been watching my channel, and I hope that you have been, this was actually purchased, I think in May or April this year. And this is my first ever bag from Hermes. And I purchased it at Istanbul International Airport. I'm actually going to link the unboxing video right here for you. So definitely a hit. I have been using this bag a lot during this year. I'm also really quite happy that I got a twilly for it because I feel that it actually protects my handle. This is gold on gold, so it has gold plated hardware, and this particular brown color for Hermes is called a gold color, as you probably know, and I believe this is actually Togo leather. To be honest, I do not know because I forgot to ask my sales associate what leather this actually was. Maybe next time I go to an Hermes store, I will actually clarify. But in any case, this is Hermes 2424 bag, gold on gold, my first ever Hermes bag. And I have been wearing it quite a lot. And I feel that I'm really careless a little bit with this bag, simply because it is not a Birkin or a Cali, and it really feels like a very hard wearing bag. I did make sure to actually get an insert for this bag, so it kind of helps to preserve the structure. You might see the insert inside right there. And the bag also comes with a strap that can be attached to the back of the bag right here. But to be honest, I have not been wearing this strap at all. I pretty much wear this bag top handle and I kind of keep it open. And I think this gives it a really nice casual look. I would say that this bag attracts a lot of attention from people. I do get an occasional compliment and an occasional question, and it feels like this is a really high quality bag, but it actually doesn't scream kind of Hermes or designer or something like this. So I think maybe this is also a very nice, quiet, luxury bag to carry, especially if you're maybe concerned about safety and security depending where you live. Anyway, I'm really happy about this bag. I know that you can actually get them occasionally on the Hermes website as well, if you just keep looking at the website and you keep checking on it as well. And in case you get offered this bag by Hermes in a boutique, I would actually suggest that you really take a good look and potentially consider buying it. I really see myself using this bag for like literally decades to come. And I feel another kind of positive aspect of this is because this bag is not so frequently seen like the Kelly or the Birkin, it is less overdone. So, perhaps there is an element of uniqueness to this quite, I don't know, quite simple and quite classic design. Anyway, definitely one of the best purchases that I have made this year. And by the way, my name is Lisa and I'm your guide to savvy luxury shopping no matter where in the world you are. Subscribe to my channel to learn more about strategic luxury shopping with the emphasis on quality, and timelessness of your items. All right, purchase number 2, I want to mention these Cleo boots from Rene Caovilla. Again, this is really in no particular order. I'm just picking up stuff that I basically have right here when it comes to my 10 best purchases of the year. So, love these boots. They're super comfortable. I have actually included them in one of my recent videos. I will link it up here, a video where I talk about the most comfortable designer shoes that I own. I also like the fact that I purchased them in this just kind of beigey colorway because I feel that wearing light colors is just kind of really nice and maybe chic in the winter months or the cold months, just because we constantly see so many people wearing so much black stuff. But with this being said, if I get a chance, if I see these boots on sale in my size, I'm also planning to get the black color. Maybe not this year, maybe next year, eventually, because I really do like them so much. I think they're really quite simple to style, but because of this detail, this snake that kind of wraps around the boots, there is a bit of an extra edge that you're actually getting with these quite simple boots. They don't have any obvious logos aside from this specific design that is associated with Rene Caovilla. So in a way, I also consider them to be a little bit more on the quiet luxury side. And once again, I think another very important feature for these boots is just the fact that they're so comfortable, at least for me. And I drive a lot. I also have really wide feet. So there are quite a few shoes that feel narrow, even when it comes to the boots. But these ones really have a lot of room in the toe area right here to accommodate my foot. And by the way, I'm wearing size 39 in these boots, which is my regular size when it comes to flat shoes. So I'm a big fan of these. I really recommend them. And I'm just really happy that I purchased them at the very beginning of 2024. All right, next, let me just talk about another pair of shoes. And once again, if you have seen a couple of my previous videos, you might know that I'm a big fan of Maison Margiela, and of course, of the Tabis shoes when it comes to that particular design house. I know that these shoes might be really quite controversial. Like, I get a lot of stuff that I see on social media where people are basically hating on these shoes, but I simply love them. I do not even know how to explain it, but I think they're so unique. It is such a statement. To me, they're so classic in a way that they are a staple for Maison Margiela and that design house. There are so many different leathers, colors, iterations of shoes, flats, boots, heels, etc. So there is something for everyone. And I honestly am planning to wear them for a very long time. I also included them in that video I made about the most comfortable designer shoes that I own. To me, they feel like wearing a glove, except the glove is actually on your feet. And you might actually be able to see on the screen as well just how supple and soft the leather is. So they really form to your foot, which is obviously so important if you're looking for comfort. And again, I think this is such a simple design, but it can add a bit of an edge, a little bit of something unique to an outfit that you're putting together. So for me, these shoes are really a must. So I used to have another pair back in the day, and I actually had to throw them out because I wore them to death. I basically tore the back part of the leather right here above the heel. So I'm planning to wear these pair for a very long time. And so the reason I actually bought this pair in 2024 is because my previous pair was just completely and utterly worn out. So anyway, Maison Margiela Tabis are really a must-have for me, and I'm happy that I purchased a new pair this past year, 2024. All right, let's get back to Hermes. I have another item right here, which I also unboxed on this channel. I'm actually going to link that unboxing video right here for you. But this is this silver ring. I believe it's called Shandong ring, a multi-chain ring, a very large model. I'm going to put the actual name on the screen, and I'm going to link this ring as well if I can actually find it online. But the ring is really quite outstanding. I bought it in a boutique, and the SA mentioned to me that they actually do not get these rings very often at all. And when they do, they usually just get one and it's sold out immediately. But to me, this is such a nice, amazing kind of statement piece. I got it in silver. To my understanding, you can actually buy this in gold as well, but the price difference is obviously huge. And you've probably seen me wear this ring in quite a few of my videos. I think this is, once again, just such a wonderful statement. It's got this shandong detail, which is traditional to the house of Hermes, but other than that, it actually doesn't scream Hermes. So maybe unless you actually know what some of Hermes jewelry looks like, you might not be able to recognize the exact designer or the exact brand of this ring. But in any case, I think it looks so unique. And to me, this is really what luxury fashion is about, is being able to find this unique, amazing, interesting pieces that are almost one of a kind, even though I know they are not. But it is really about being able to find these pieces that suit your style, suit your personality, and being able to then incorporate them into your everyday fashion or everyday style and into your everyday life, basically. So I'm really super happy about this ring. Once again, just like with everything, I'm planning to wear it for decades to come. And I feel that I'm really fortunate that I found this ring in a boutique this year. Okay, and speaking about special pieces, I obviously cannot not mention this Sarah Jessica Parker baguette bag from Fendi. I actually purchased this through the concierge service on Farfetch, and I'm also going to link the video where I kind of talk about my purchasing history and how this happened through Farfetch, so maybe you would find this video useful. But to me, once again, this baguette is yet another special item that is basically a piece of history, if you might want to say that. Now, one thing I would say is that I do wear this bag, and I find it a little bit difficult to wear simply because I'm always so paranoid about the sequence and what's going to happen to the sequence. And I can kind of see that in some places the sequence is maybe not as straight, I do not know how to explain it, as it used to be. But I really want to strike this really fine balance between using the things that I have and actually preserving them as well. So I'm really trying to do that with this bag. I use it when I can and when I feel that there is an occasion for it, but I'm also trying to be super careful. But to me, as I said before, this is really a piece of history. I'm a big fan of Fendi baguette bags. I have another one, just kind of a simple Fendi FF print baguette bag, and I have this one right here. And there are a lot of iterations of Fendi baguette bags that actually look so interesting and unique. So I definitely see myself adding a couple more to my collection later on down the line. But this bag right here is just so incredibly special. It is so incredibly beautiful, and I'm really happy that I managed to get it through the private concierge service of Farfetch at the very, very beginning of this year. Okay, let's talk about some ready-to-wear. As you might know, if you watch my channel, I really love designer ready-to-wear. I feel like this is where I spend most of my money, really. I do not know why, but I just like trying things on. And when I find something that speaks to me, speaks to my style, I'm always so excited to buy it. So as you can see, I'm holding up this white denim skirt from Hermes, which I also purchased this year from a boutique. You have probably seen this skirt quite a bit on my channel because I also filmed some shopping vlogs wearing this skirt. But to me, this has been one of the best purchases that I have made because this skirt is so robust and I don't know, so just easy to style. It goes with so many different things. Like it could be styled in this very summery way if you put it together with like a t-shirt or a tank top. But if you're wearing it with a sweater, it could be like a transitional piece that you could wear in the fall and also in the spring. So I really find a lot of use when it comes to this skirt. So when it comes to, the cost per wear that we like talking about, especially, when you consider the savvy aspect of luxury shopping, I think this cost per wear for this skirt has already really been quite low. And once again, I just see myself being able to wear this skirt for so many seasons to come. I feel like blue denim, like regular denim skirts, might be looking just a little bit too juvenile, a little bit out of style by now. But a white denim skirt is really such a staple. And I also really like this kind of small shandong details on the skirts right here as well. simply because, you know, it does pay homage to Hermes as a brand, as a luxury house, but it is not an obvious logo. So I feel like unless somebody actually knows that the Shandong detail is here representing Hermes, you know, it's really hard to tell whether this is a designer skirt or not. What is possible to tell, though, is that the skirt is really such high quality. It is so well done. And I feel like the fit of this skirt is also so exceptional. And I think this is another reason why I love it so much. Anyway, I'm a big fan of Hermes ready to wear, and this skirt has been like really a hit this year. And since we are on the subject of ready to wear, let's talk about this Loro Piana linen jumpsuit. So once again, I unboxed this on this channel. I'm gonna link that video up here as well. But this was my first ever purchase from Loro Piana. And I bought this at Doha International Airport in Loro Piana boutique. And I bought this jumpsuit, I wanted to say, at the beginning of the summer, maybe in June. And ever since then, I really been wearing it a lot during the summer months because this linen is just so breathable, so light, but at the same time, it doesn't look cheap. Like I feel when I put on this jumpsuit, I look very put together, and I can kind of dress it up a little bit with some accessories, or I can dress it down as well if I tone down the accessories. I do not know how to explain this very well, but this seems to be just like such a versatile piece. And once again, I see myself wearing it for many, many seasons to come. I also wanted to show you, just in case you have missed all the unboxings, etc. But this jumpsuit comes with this very interesting, I guess, tube-like belt that is also made out of linen, which I think is an interesting touch because oftentimes when you buy items that actually include a belt, the belt is really small and flimsy and it is made out of like simple thin fabric and you don't really know what to do with that belt. But this belt is really different. It is so much more substantial. With this being said, you know, you obviously can use another belt with this jumpsuit depending on what you're trying to do with the overall outfit. And I liked this jumpsuit so much that I think in September, I went back to Loro Piana and I bought a couple of other linen items from Loro Piana just because I was so impressed by the quality of this. And by the way, when it comes to the price point, especially for Loro Piana, I feel like their linen pieces are actually priced, let's say, reasonably well when it comes to luxury designer items. Okay, moving on, moving on. Let me show you another pair of shoes. So these are a pair of shoes from Miu Miu. And actually it was once again this summer that I bought a couple of pieces from Miu Miu. And generally I was really impressed with the quality and the craftsmanship and just kind of the overall, I don't know, aesthetic of the brand as it is right now. Now, I know that these shoes look very much like every single pair of Mary Jane pumps. They look very similar to Chanel slingback pumps as well, but I haven't had a chance to buy the Chanel pair as of yet, so I decided I'm going to, I do not know, settle for Miu Miu. But in reality, this really was not settling at all. Once again, I actually included these shoes in that video of mine where I talk about the most comfortable designer shoes that I own. Because they are so nicely cushioning at the bottom right here, these shoes are actually so soft. And so I find it so easy to be walking in them. The leather is also really quite soft, so it kind of forms to your foot. So I find these shoes to be really quite comfortable. And I think the reason I also like them is because they're really quite on trend right now. So I feel a bit trendy when I wear these shoes. And I'm not really the person who kind of chases trends. I like to pick and choose what I like and incorporate it into my existing wardrobe. And as I talk about a lot on this channel, I have a ton of things that are super freaking old, things that are 10, 15, 16 years old in my wardrobe. So I like to be able to buy something and wear it together with the items that I have owned for a while. And to me, this particular design, this style of a shoe is easy to wear with a lot of, kind of basics and classic items. So I find it that it has been very easy to wear these shoes, to incorporate them into my wardrobe. And for this reason, they are definitely a hit. They're definitely one of the best designer purchases that I have made in 2024. All right, next, let me talk about an item which I unboxed in one of my recent videos. So you might recognize the box. The box is from Maison Margiela, which is again my favorite designer. And the item was a pair of incognito sunglasses from the spring summer 2008 collection. So these sunglasses are 16 years old, and they are my first ever luxury designer pre-loved purchase. I'm not going to say anything else really in this video because I spoke so much about these sunglasses in that previous video, which I'm going to link up here. But I love these sunglasses. To me, once again, these sunglasses represent what luxury fashion is really about. It's being able to find those unique, interesting pieces that represent something to us, right? As people who are into luxury, not just because we want to wear something trendy, but because we want to invest into pieces that are kind of like little bits and pieces of art. So anyway, I think I'm just being very convoluted, but to me, these sunglasses are basically a piece of art. And I remember when I first saw them on the runway in 2008, and I thought, oh gosh, I should really buy that pair. And then I thought, oh, but no, I don't think I'm going to be able to pull them off. And then when I decided to buy them, they were not available anymore. So 16 years later, I was able to find them on the pre-loved market, and I really could not be happier. This is like a holy grail pair of sunglasses for me. And I actually also spoke about some of my luxury regrets in another video. I'm going to link it up here. And not buying these sunglasses back in 2008 was one of my luxury regrets. And now, so many years later down the line, I feel like I was able to rectify this luxury regret. Anyway, so very happy that I have them. So they're definitely one of the best purchases that I have made this year. All right, moving right along. This is another piece of ready-to-wear, and I actually realized that I bought it at the beginning of 2024. So I'm including this coat from Max Mara in this video. Definitely one of the best purchases. So this is actually Max Mara for Louis Via Roma. And I got this coat, I think in January 2024, on a very good sale from Louis Via Roma. If I'm not mistaken, this is 100% camel coat. So it's so incredibly warm, but at the same time, it doesn't look too heavy. It doesn't look like it is, basically too much of a coat to wear. So, like this has been like really a staple for me when it comes to winter and fall months. I feel like this color, this camel color, is so easy to pair with just a number of other things that I have in my wardrobe. Now, I know you might say that these type of coats have been really overdone and almost everybody has them. Okay, fair enough, but at the same time, I think Max Mara and Max Mara coats are just so incredibly classy and classic, and this is something that I see myself wearing for so many years to come. And I'm especially happy about the price point which I actually paid for this coat. I think I got it like on 70% off, and originally this was probably a $6,000 or $5,000 coat, which is a lot of money for a coat. Anyway, this has been a staple for me. It is very hard wearing, and I drag it around with me all the time. I drive in this coat as well, and I feel it's basically indestructible in some way. Super warm, and I'm just super happy to have it. So definitely one of the best purchases this year. So very happy to have it. Okay, so those were the 10 best purchases that I made in 2024. And let me tell you, I'm really so incredibly happy with all of them. And I think that all of them were just a very good investment in some way. As I mentioned, I really like my pieces to last for a very long time. And I feel like everything that I have shown you is something that I'm going to be able to wear for so many years to come. But now at the end of the video, let me just mention two things, two pieces that I bought this year that are a bit of a miss. I do not know how to say, they're definitely not the worst purchases out there, but I think I could have done better. And I'm going to explain how, and I'm going to explain why. All right, so item number one from, let's say, the worst purchases I have is it's actually this Fendi first bag. Now, the reason that I'm putting it in this category is because I really wish I would have bought a size larger. I love this bag. I actually wear it a lot. I wear it a lot as a clutch. I also wear it a lot just kind of crossbody for a bit of a more casual look. I think the craftsmanship on here is just outstanding. And I think this is just basically one of the best bags you can get from Fendi. As I mentioned before, I really love Fendi baguettes. I am a big fan of Fendi First, and I also like Fendi Peekaboo bags. I don't actually have one in my collection, but it is, somewhere on the list of things to buy down the road. But when it comes to the Fendi First bag, I bought it just this year, so really quite recently, not at the time when they first came out. And to me, just the way that the bag looks, it is a bit of a, classic clutch. I feel that this is not a hype bag, so I'm gonna be able to wear it for many, many more years. But I feel that a size larger, I don't even know how to explain, but a size larger would just be a bit heftier. And so when I would carry it with me, it would feel more as part of an outfit. I feel that this size right here is just a bit small for a Fendi First bag. Now, I feel that this size would be nice if you are actually choosing to buy like maybe an ostrich or an alligator, something that is not a regular leather. But when it comes to a regular leather, I really wish I would have bought size larger. Anyway, something to keep in mind. I might decide to invest into another Fendi First bag as well, because I really do like the bag itself so much. And if I do choose to buy another one, I will buy a size larger, unless I go for an exotic leather, and in that case, I will stick with this size. Anyway, the reason I included this bag on today's worst list is because each time I pick it up, I just feel like, oh, gee, I wish I would have bought a size larger. Anyway, something to basically keep in mind. And last but not least, I actually have my second Hermes handbag in this video as well. And unfortunately, I'm including it in this kind of fail category. Now, let me explain why. I have not been able to style this bag with any of the items that I actually have in my closet. I think the color combination, this blue with the gold hardware, is incredibly beautiful. And by itself, this wallet to go looks just astonishing. It looks amazing. And to me, the craftsmanship is also just really so impeccable. But for some reason, I've been having trouble finding a way to wear this color palette together with the other items that I have in my wardrobe. And I do not know why. I mean, I have a lot of beiges and a lot of blacks. I have some color too, like a couple of red dresses, a lot of whites as well. But for some reason, I think this blue color right here is just so rich that I feel that I also need to be pairing it with other similarly rich colors. And I feel like it would go very well with maybe something green, or maybe like, I don't even know, maybe gray, maybe with white, but white, beige, and gold. I have no idea. But I just have not been able to incorporate this bag into an outfit, which makes me really quite sad, because I do not want to have an Hermes bag that is, simply sitting on a shelf. But with this being said, I'm not getting rid of this wallet to go. I'm definitely keeping it, because once again, to me, an Hermes bag is just really such an investment. It is a forever piece. But what I'm going to try to do, especially in the spring, because I feel this is a good season for that bag, for this bag, I'm going to find a way to actually incorporate this bag into my wardrobe. So I'm going to challenge myself. Maybe I'm going to have to buy a piece of clothing or maybe a pair of shoes. I mean, let's see. But I'm going to really find a way to style this bag. But thus far, I haven't used it at all. And I bought it back in, let me see, back in September. So it has been several months. I haven't used it. And for this reason, I'm putting it on this list of fails. But I'm really intent on keeping this wallet to go. And I'm really intent on just finding a way to incorporate it within my wardrobe. All right, I feel like I've been talking for such a long time. I actually feel a little bit tired, but I hope you found this video useful. I really wanted to show you some of my favorite pieces, some of the best buys in luxury from 2024. And, hopefully if you're considering some of those items, if some of those designers are of interest to you, you found this video useful. And the two items that I mentioned at the end, sort of the fails, I hope also my reasoning makes sense. So maybe that's useful to you as well if you're deciding between different bag sizes or bag styles, or maybe handbag colors. Maybe you can learn a little bit from my experience. In any case, if you are still here, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. And before you go, just maybe go ahead and watch this video next. In this video, I talk about my top 5 luxury regrets. But for now, thank you so much for being here. Take care and bye-bye.